Secret number 6. The sequence of events. I was first introduced to this concept of sequence of events. What task do you perform first? What task do you perform second? And what task do you perform last? When I was, I think, about 8 years old, by my stepmother, she thought it was the right time to introduce this concept to me to help me with life, with everything. Okay, so she sat me down and she very patiently tried to explain this concept to me by using domestic duty as an example. Okay, my stepmother was actually a medical doctor. Actually, she was 2 medical doctors in one. She went to a medical school and became a licensed medical doctor for Western medicine. And she also learned from her grandfather, and she also went to school for it again and became a licensed Chinese herbal doctor. So this lady is 2 medical doctors in one and spoke 3 languages, and she was using domestic duty as an educational example to teach me the concept of sequence of events. Okay, and I was about 8 years old, and it's such a good lesson that she taught me at such a young age. Okay, I benefited from it ever since. And the example she gave me was, let's say it's a Sunday morning, and then that's her, the stepmother, I need to do some domestic duties. I need to wash everyone's clothing, and I need to wash the bed sheets, and I also need to clean the house, and I need to cook. And which one would I start first, and which one would I start second? I sat there being 8 years old. Okay, I had no idea. And the domestic duty that I was able to perform and I participated, okay, was, I think, taking out the trash, all right, and doing dishes, and I could do some light cooking on my own. Oh, by the way, I cooked my own first meal by using a coal-firing stove, and I basically heated up some what you would call steamed bread, and it was a coal-firing stove. I didn't leave the stove; it was already on, and I was 4 years old. Okay, I was hungry, So by the age of 8, I was able to do dishes. I could chop vegetables and all that, and I knew how to take out the trash, but I had no concept of project management in terms of domestic duties. Okay, so she threw this hypothetical question at me, which is, real life for her. So on a Sunday, okay, you or I or a person, he or she needs to do the laundry and clean the house and then cook a meal. Okay, which one should you do first? Which one should you start first? I had no idea. I just sat there. I was 8 years old. I said I have no idea. So she explained, you should start with the laundry first because okay, not only it was done by hand, okay, there's no washing machine to speak of. You need to hang it under the sun during the day. So you want as much duration of sunshine as possible, which means you want to start hanging them out there as early as possible, which means you should start doing your laundry as your first task. Okay, And then while they're hanging out there in the sun to dry, you should do your cleaning, and then you cooking, and so on and so forth. And then by the end of the day, if your calculation was right about the amount of sunshine and then the way you hang them, okay, they should be dry just before the sun goes out. And also, between clothing and then bed sheets, which one should you do first? Okay, the answer is bed sheets, because bed sheets need to be available for the night to be used again. Okay, but clothing, there are still some clean clothing that you could use for Monday, for tomorrow. You don't need all of your washing to be dry by tomorrow. So you should wash your bed sheets first, hang them out there ASAP, so they get to enjoy as much daylight sunshine, as many hours of sunshine as possible. And then you should wash your other clothing second and hang them out there. And well, at that time it was hand washing and then hanging them under the sun. But if you think about it, even if you had washing machine, you have a dryer, the same principle applies. Okay, you want to start a load of laundry first, even if you have the washing machine, because it runs on its own. Okay, and when it's done, you take it out, you put it in the dryer, let it run on its own, and then you go out, do your cleaning and you cooking, your meal preparation. Okay, that is just a very effective educational example to illustrate the concept of sequence of events and planning, and which task should you start first, because some tasks require timing or time to be completed, and then they can be completed on their own. So you should start them first and let them go on there and do their own thing, which is, in this case, under the sun. So set it up, let it brew, let it work on its own. Okay? So how about, okay, other things? Okay? If you want to further analyze this concept, domestic duties of all sorts makes very good study examples for you to utilize, to illustrate. Be it cooking a family meal or doing a barbecue for a party. Okay? There are certain sequences that you need to follow. You need to do certain things first and do certain things second and do certain things last. Okay? Even if, say, you are, getting things ready for a party tomorrow, you sort of want to go get the soda the night before and put them in the family refrigerator the night before so they chill off, right? And if you were to put the soda cans or beer cans in a cooler, okay, be it they are pre-chilled or they are warm, they need to be chilled, you sort of want to put the soda can, the beer can in the cooler first, and then you add the ice on top, right? You sort of don't want to have the ice in the cooler first and then put all your beer can and your soda can on top. That is the wrong sequence, both in terms of space and also in terms of timing. Okay, so use your domestic duties as study cases, okay, to analyze the concept of sequence of events. All right. Next example. Okay. Should you pump gas tonight or should you pump gas in the morning? you should pump gas the night before on the way home, not in the morning on the way to work, because you don't know what might happen on the way to work. The gas station you plan to use, they might run into a problem in the morning. There might be, say, a power outage, so their pumps wouldn't work in the morning. And there might be a traffic accident, and you cannot reach that particular gas station that you had on your mind. Or something might happen and cause you to run late in the morning. So you should pump gas late at night on the way to home from work. And also, pumping gas is something that you do all the time, so it's not an intellectual challenge. And you could do it while you're tired after a long day of work, and you do it when you're tired just before you reach home. Okay, you don't want to spend or waste, your morning time when you are intellectually at your best on mundane tasks like pumping gas. All right, that is not the best use of your fresh minds, your sharp minds. Okay, sure, they're 24 hours a day, but your ability to think, to your mind is not at the same ability level throughout that 24 hours. In the morning, after a good night of sleep, after a good shower, after coffee or breakfast or what have you, your mind is at its best. Why waste it, on pumping gas? That is something you should do when your mind is not at the sharpest. When your mind is at its sharpest, it should be reserved for something that requires a heavier duty of a brain. All right? Next example. Should you plan the day in the morning, or should you plan the day the night before? You should always plan and review your calendars for tomorrow the night before. There are certain advantages. For example, at night, you're not in a hurry, you're not in a rush. So your mood is more relaxed to plan long term. All right, you're done working, you're done doing productive things. So you're in the mood of looking forward to tomorrow after a night of resting. So, number one. Number two, when you plan what you're going to do tomorrow, when you go to sleep, your subconscious mind is working for you on those projects, those tasks you will be performing tomorrow. All right? And also, it helps you to get up in the morning, to roll out of bed. When you wake up, you'll be thinking, I got, these 3 things to do, and I'm looking forward to doing them, as opposed to laying in bed in what I'm going to do with my life today. So, you should always plan tomorrow the night before, and you should review your planned tasks, activities the night before, and even getting all the tools, all the things ready. If you need to put a briefcase in the car, and if your car is in your garage, if you need to bring a book to the office, you might want to put that book in the car the night before. You might want to rearrange your briefcase, what needs to be in it, what needs to be taken out. It was used today, but I don't need it tomorrow. You should do all of that stuff the night before, all right? Metaphorically speaking, you should sharpen your pencils the night before, but not in the morning when your mind is at its best. The next example is, let's say you have some document you need to compose. It can be a difficult email or just some document, okay? You should start, okay, putting words on paper or typing words onto your computer ASAP, first draft, okay, without worrying about proper grammar, proper using of words, and be polite about it, and changing the word to a word that's more diplomatic. And if it's an email, I highly recommend, okay, don't put in the to field, okay, to, John Smith, until the email is completely completed, because without anything in the to field, okay, it prevents you accidentally from hitting the send button and sending a unfinished draft email off. All right, so I know the software has the to field on the very top, but you should do that the very last. Okay, you should fully compose the email, check everything, and then when you're really ready to send it off, putting who you're going to send it to, John Smith, in the to field. And you should start with a rough draft ASAP. Get whatever is on your mind out of your mind, okay, onto paper. So you don't have to think about the what you're going to say, okay? Once you have it on paper, you'll be thinking about how to say what you're going to say better, more effective, or more diplomatic. Do I want to structure it this way? Do I want to structure it that way? Your first draft, okay, don't worry about structure, syntax, grammar, or any of that stuff. Spelling, okay, just whatever comes to your mind, just type it very quickly. Just have it down so you don't have to carry it with you in your head. It costs you a lot of energy, okay? And then once you have done the very first dirty, rough draft, okay, you can go off and busy doing something else. What's going to happen is your subconscious mind will work on it without wasting any of your time. Okay, you be doing other things, be it requires your intellect, or be they mundane, or just manual labor, or just domestic household chores, or what have you. And then new ideas and new versions of the same idea will come to you. And then when they come to you, okay, catch them. Okay, be it go back to your computer, type it in there, modify it. Or if you carry pen and paper on you, or you have a voice recorder, or you make a phone call to yourself, I don't care what you use. So when new ideas come to you, when inspiration comes, you gotta have a mechanical means of catching it. Doing it this way, okay, doing it, and then go do something else. And when ideas come, go back to this difficult long document, okay, keep on at it. And what appears to be what you thought is a long and difficult document, and you did it 5 minutes there, 10 minutes there, over a day, over 2 days, and it's now highly polished. And you did it, okay? And it wasn't as painful because you utilized human nature. You caught whatever came to your mind when it came to your mind, and you put it down on paper. And you never felt any pain about doing this task. And the whole thing was nothing but a joy. All right? So that's the power of sequence of events. Secret number 7. Now, let's talk about priority. Priority as in big picture priority. Priority as in business needs priority. Okay? Now, we're here talking about time management, but you cannot be so self-focused, all about you spent the bare minimum amount of time and supposedly got it done. Because if you did not take care of tasks, issues, or challenges relating to the needs of the business at large, if you did not take care of challenges, issues, potential problems that's required by the business at large, there's going to be a long-term problem, long-term price for you to pay. You want to avoid long-term problems. That's why you need to understand priority. Okay? Allow me to illustrate the point with a story. Okay? When I first graduated with a degree in computer science from the University of New South Wales in Sydney, Australia, my first profession was a corporate IT engineer. A corporate IT engineer is not all about getting all the IT stuff done. It's about getting the IT stuff done, serving the needs of the corporation at large. Okay? So it turned out to be a good opportunity for me to learn about businesses, big and small. And one of the ways to advance your career as a corporate IT engineer is actually getting a job at a different company. So this is why corporate IT engineers switch jobs every 3 years, sometimes every 1 year. Sometimes they do contract work, 6 months here, 3 months over there, 9 months somewhere else. And this is very common in the industry of corporate IT engineering. And there's nothing wrong with it. So I was job searching, and I still remember this one job interview question, okay? And they thought it was a big challenge, and they thought that they threw a curveball at me. And the question was a scenario that went like this. So it's Friday, 4:59. Everyone else in the IT department, they all left. You're the last person still there, okay? And then the phone rang. Is the executive assistant to the chief executive officer, okay? So it's the CEO's secretary. She says the big boss told her to print out something, 50, 100 pages, and he wanted to take it with him on onto a plane to read while he is flying to somewhere. This is in the 90s, okay? This is before everybody had whatever devices to read. And she is having trouble printing. So could you come and get the printer to work in her office? And because he is waiting and he needs to take this print out 50 pages to get on the plane. So you say, yes, I'll be there right away, okay? And you hang up the phone. And then before you could leave, the phone rang again. And this time is the payroll lady. And she's in a panic. And she says she's trying to process payroll for the entire company, everybody. Yet something is wrong, okay? And the payroll software is not working, essentially not talking to the bank. Can you come and fix right away? Because if you don't, nobody's getting paid and the whole company will be angry at you, you the IT guy. So you said, yeah, I'll come and fix right away. And actually, I will call the secretary to the CEO that I need to go fix the payroll software first. So you hang up the phone, and before you could leave your desk, the phone rang again. And this time it's the warehouse manager. And he is really, really panicking because the guys down there are busy working on packing up a big order that we just sold. And we're going to FedEx it today. All right. And this driver, they know this driver, he never waits because he's out, he's whatever tight, he's in a hurry to pick up everything and go to the airport and to catch the flight. But the printer is not printing the FedEx shipping label. So can you come and fix right away? Because the driver is coming. So the question here is, who do you go fix first? Who do you go fix last? Who do you help first? Who do you help last? Which issue should you resolve first? And which issue should you resolve last? Okay? If you're not seasoned in this business, if you have no exposure to business and business concerns, right? The answer that will come to you naturally is, oh, you got to go help the big boss. Otherwise, the big boss will be angry with you. No, that is the wrong answer. The correct answer is you go help the warehouse first. Because, okay, the CEO understand outside customers, okay, they are number one. They have bought, okay, they are expecting delivery. If what they bought did not get delivered on time, who do you think the customer is going to be very unhappy with, right? If this is one of their biggest customers and they just placed a giant order and they wanted it and they didn't get it on time, do you think they might call up the CEO and then complain? Do you think the CEO might lose this account that has been their best customer, right? Who buys a lot, who buys all the time, who is a big part of the company's income? So the CEO understand, okay? The CEO will agree with you. The CEO is going to be fully behind you if you deprioritized his needs to print out some 50 pages, something to read, and then you jumped in the warehouse and you got the printing label printed out. So we caught with the FedEx shipping and we got the product out the door, right? We kept the customer happy. The CEO is going to give you a thumb up. The CEO is going to like you because he knows that you have business sense, all right? Who are you going to go help the second, right? Not the CEO, the payroll lady. Because what's going to happen if we don't get to pay our employees? Okay, now maybe you could go help the CEO second because he needs to catch a plane, but you have until Sunday night to sort out the payroll issue with the bank. Because the payroll lady, all she needs to deliver the information to the bank's computer. And the bank has all the way until Monday morning to process the payroll information. If that is the case, then you could go help CEO second, go help payroll third. But if that is not the case, if the bank is expecting this information from your payroll lady on Friday night, then you gotta get the payroll fixed because everybody in the company is waiting for their salary to pay their mortgages, pay their rents, buy their grocery, feed their children. Imagine if no employee got paid because you wanted to help the CEO to print 50 pages, okay? That's not a good situation. The entire company will be arm in arms with pitchforks. There's going to be a revolt against both you and the CEO. And do you think the CEO, if he's worth his salary and his stock option, you think he's going to understand the situation? Which one is more important? Employees getting paid or him getting his 50 pages printed out? I think if you helped the payroll lady and then you didn't get a chance to help the CEO's secretary to print out his 50 pages, and he got on the plane without his things to read, but knowing his customer is taken care of. You, the IT guy, you took care of his customers. His employees are taken care of. You, the IT guy, you took care of his employees before him. He's gonna be not angry. He's gonna be happy. He's gonna be happy with you. He's gonna be like, wow, this young employee, young Michael, he's not just a computer nerd. He has business sense. He knows what's important, what's not important from a business perspective. And he's not intimidated by my title, CEO. And also I'm twice his age, or 3 times his age. He knows, he understands what's behind the scene, the factors that's involved. And this young employee, I like him. He's going to go places. If I have a chance, I'm going to promote him. All right? So that's the beauty, the necessity of understanding business, of knowing what to do first, what to do second. Imagine if you help the CEO, but nobody got paid, no employees got paid, okay, they couldn't pay their mortgages, they got dinged by their own banks for late mortgage payment. They got dinged by their apartment complex management because they were late paying their rent. Okay? And then the customers didn't get their products. And yeah, on that Friday night, you made the CEO happy. But on Monday, next week, when the CEO found out what you did or what you did not do, do you think he's going to be happy with you? Do you think the company is going to be happy with you? Do you think your career advancement might be in jeopardy? Yeah. So understanding priority, understanding business priority is extremely important in time management. One day I was teaching this concept at a group class, and one of the students, and she's kind of a junior, and she works for kind of like a governmental agency. And she raised her hand and she said, I get all these emails from within the government agency, from agency higher ups, asking me for information. And then I only have until 4 o'clock, because at this government office, at 4 o'clock, they get everyone out the door and then shut the door. So I can't even do overtime. I can't even do unpaid overtime. So which one of these emails do I answer first? High quality question. So I told her, you got to understand the organizational structure. These people who are sending you emails asking all these questions. Who has what priority? Who is doing what? Who is in charge of what? Okay. She being so young and so junior and so entry level, she just came back with, so which email do I answer first? Her colleague sitting right next to her, at least twice her age, okay, put her arm around her and then said to me, yeah, at our place, yeah, we do kick everyone out at 4 o'clock. And judging from her body language, from her tonality, okay, from her message, I got the message. Okay, she's using emotional intelligence to tell me, yes, coach, you are correct. And yes, I understand that she doesn't understand. And there's no point holding up the class. We can move on. I am going to explain the situation to her after the class. I will help her out. Okay? So understanding the bigger business picture, understanding organizational structure, okay, understanding the relations between different departments and departmental heads, and understanding the dynamics is extremely important to your time management and your career advancement and your job security. All right. So don't be so focused on just doing your task. You gotta understand. You gotta learn the bigger picture. You gotta have curiosity. You gotta have a inquisitive mind about learning the bigger picture. What are the factors and the humans and the human factors that are involved to keep this organization turning? Secret number 8. Stop doing things that you should not be doing. Stop doing tasks that you should no longer be doing. All right? What I mean by that, okay? Let me explain by giving you some examples, okay? Have you ever seen a 747 pilot coming to the back of the plane to serve coffee, to make coffee for passengers? Have you ever seen a 747 pilot coming to the back of the plane to clean the toilet, to unclog the toilet, to clean the plane? No, that is not the best use of his time. Have you ever seen the CEO of a major international airline flying the airplane from city A to city B? No, that is not the best use of his time and talent. His time and talent should be focused and utilized on other things. As a matter of fact, quite often, CEOs of major airlines, they are not licensed pilots themselves. All right? By the same token, have you ever seen a restaurant owner cooking in the kitchen? And those who do, their restaurants usually go out of business. All right? Running a restaurant and being able to cook in the kitchen, not the same thing, not the same set of skills, and not the same level of skills. Being a top professional chef in a commercial kitchen, cooking is only a small part of their skills. A large part of their skills in their skill set is organizational skills, both in terms of human resources and also in terms of material. Okay. Also, have you seen the manager of a 5-star hotel making beds? Have you seen the top-notch chef in a commercial kitchen washing dishes? No, those are not the best use of their times. So what are some of the things that you are still doing that you should no longer be doing? It was a good thing that you did them. You became an expert at doing them. But now, it's no longer the best use of your time to continue to do them. All right? It's time to delegate them away. For example, this gentleman, Donald, he came to my seminar and he complained that he's getting interrupted all day long by people asking him, how do you do this and how do you do that? How do you solve this problem? How do you solve that problem? And he says all day long he's getting interrupted. He's getting nothing done because he starts something and he's getting interrupted. So I told him, look, easy, okay? And what are some of the typical tasks or area of expertise? All right? Find the person who is the best with that particular task, with that area of expertise. Get Tom and Dick and Harry. Tom is the best, relatively speaking, with A. Dick is, relatively speaking, the best with B. And Harry is, relatively speaking, the best with C. So from now on, if it's to do with A, don't come to me. Okay, go to Tom. And if it's to do with B, don't come to me. go to Dick. And if it's to do with C, don't come to me. Go to Harry. Only if Tom and Dick and Harry cannot resolve the technical challenge will you and Tom and Dick and Harry, okay, come to me to seek advice. All right. So this is called delegation, and a lot of experts, as they advance to a certain level, they have trouble letting go. All right. I have an entire class on delegation, on helping experts transitioning into leadership roles to overcome the anxiety with letting go, transitioning from hands-on experts to organizers of other experts. You should check out my class on overcoming your anxiety with delegation, so you can stop doing things that you should no longer be doing. All right. Secret number 9. In any sort of office business environment, we have all sorts of conversations and meetings going on, okay? Some of them are necessary, some of them are essential, some of them take it or leave it, some of them are just a waste of your time, okay? This can be saying good morning to someone or having a bit of a casual conversation about their family lives, right? Especially if it's an employee of yours, you sure don't want to hear and learn about their family lives. It's essential information for you as their leader. And then there are meetings that you organize, and there are meetings that other people organize that you should attend or you should not attend, okay? Some of these are necessary, some of them are essential, some of them, you can take it or leave it, and some of them is just nothing but a waste of your time. And then sometimes you feel challenged just to say no. You couldn't bring yourself to say no to a waste of time meeting that you should not be attending. Or somebody insists standing in front of your desk telling you about things that it's just a waste of your time. For example, did you hear about the traffic outside? Or did you hear about the gossip? Did you hear about what have you? Okay. And you find it hard to come out and say no. This should be taken as a golden opportunity for you to develop yourself in terms of your communication skills, your diplomacy skills, all right, and your ability to influence and persuade, and how you send a subtle message. Here is a new way for you to look at the situation, okay? You are here for work. You are here to earn money, to feed yourself, and to feed your family. You are here to develop your career so you can earn more money and find more meaning with your life, so you can advance yourself and feed your family and help your children, okay? These are your co-workers, all right? You are here to work, to be productive, to get things done, okay? You need to be extremely friendly with them, okay? But are they really your family? Are they really your best friends, okay? Sometimes you spend more time with your co-workers than your actual family. But, why are you here? You're here because of your family, all right? I'm sure sometimes you can create real bonding and becoming real friends with your coworkers, but are they really your family? What is the long-term, lifelong goal for yourself? What is your goal for your life? What is it that you want to do long-term for your family? Okay, think about what's important to you. All right, Is this conversation part of the picture, part of the plan to help yourself? Okay. If yes, then yes, this is an essential conversation. But sometimes, a lot of times, no, it is not. All right. There are people there, they are not as goal-oriented as you are. They are not as future-oriented as you are. They are more interested in present hedonistic indulgence than the long-term pleasure from getting the job done. All right. A lot of them, they mistakenly take the office where they work as their living room. And then they demand attention from their coworkers, and then they want their coworkers to make them feel good and feel better. If they feel down because when they went out to get lunch, the customer service was not the best, they come back to the office and demand people in the next cubicles to make them feel better. Yes, they are not mature. Yes, they are more about feeling better, feel good, feel comfortable now, feeling needed, and feeling being surrounded, and the world revolves around them. Okay, there are people like that in life. There are people like that in the office. You may not have them as one of your friends, but you have them in the office. So here they are standing in front of your desk in your office, insisting on telling you their feelings and their stories that has got nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with work. It's just them seeking a bit of a sympathy, a bit of a whatever empathy about their immaturity, okay? And it's wasting your time away. It's wasting your life away, all right? If this is one of your employees, then it's your job to take care of them, to help them to grow. But what if this person is not one of your employees? He is not one of the team members on your team. What if this person is just in a different department and they just so happen to be sharing the next cubicle with you, and they insist on wasting your time to make themselves feel good and feel better, okay? This is a golden opportunity for you to develop your skills in diplomacy, in communication skills, in how to send subtle messages, okay? To let them know that, yes, you heard them and you have work to do, and they also need to get back to work. All right? Let me ask you a simple question. Let's say you get fired from this job due to your lack of performance. Okay? Are these people going to come and feed your family and pay your mortgage? They insisted on you take care of them when they felt bad because of some whatever trivial issue, all right? And they wasted your time away. And they insisted on you being there for them to make them feel better right away. And wasted your time. Now you're fired from the job. Do you think they will come to your rescue? Like real rescue. As opposed to saying something nice, as opposed to bring you some sugary cookies or sugary cake. All right? Do you think they will pay your mortgage for you? Do you think they will bring food to feed your children? Do you think they will help you to get your next job? No, they will not. They will not care about you if you lost your job. All right? That's where the bottom line is. They will use guilt trip on you to demand your time, to listen to their sorry sob stories. They demand you to say something nice to make them feel better or what have you. Okay? And if you are not strong enough emotionally, okay, you will get blackmailed. And you will be their victim. Okay, they use you for their emotional comfort. All right? And learn to stand up to protect yourself. protect your time that you cannot get back. All right? Learn to be firm but polite. Okay? And send a message of, I got to cut this short and get back to work. Okay? This is where your emotional intelligence comes in. This is where you understand your own feelings, you understand other people's feelings, and you understand how to handle people's feelings and negative feelings, and how to handle people who are negative, who wants to spread their negativity. How do you protect yourself and not let their negativity affect you and drag into their negativity. All right? I do have a very good class on emotional intelligence and how to utilize emotional intelligence in your communication skills in dealing with other people. And remember, the bottom line here is the purpose of conversation, of human interaction in business, in the business sense, is to come to a resolution. All right? In business, if person A tells person B a problem, the purpose of this conversation is so person B will provide person A with new ideas, new way of looking at the situation, and possible solutions. All right? In family, we have person A telling person B about a problem just to share the problem. That's family. That's friendship. All right? In business, person A telling person B a problem, we should be trying to look for a solution. All right? If you notice, person A is just telling you their problems and you're just talking circles and talk. And after you have already offered your advice, your suggested solutions, or your suggested new way of a higher level way of looking at the situation, but the person A is not interested in solving the problem. The person A is just interested in venting her frustration, then person A is not here looking for a solution. You should just cut the conversation short in a very polite, in a very diplomatic way. Okay? And in business, we do not just go on and on and talk about a problem in circles without coming up with possible solutions and ideas of solving the problem. All right? That is not work. Okay? We don't come to work just to stand here and vent. All right? We come here to solve problems. And yes, describing the problem and then venting the frustration is the beginning of the problem-solving process. Okay? That is necessary. That is essential. But if person A is all about just venting and don't want to hear the solution, all right, then you should cut the conversation short until they are willing to hear solutions. All right. Now, this is slightly different if person A is one of your employees. All right. You do want to encourage your employees to come and tell you all of their frustrations, their challenges, their problems, so you can coach them, right? You want to listen to them telling you problems. Quite often, employees will come to you and just tell you the problem and vent their frustration and hoping you will be able to solve their problems. But if this person is not part of your team, not one of your employees, they don't have any business dealing with you, they just so happen to be in the next cubicle and they just want to tell you all their problems and just to vent, just to dish out their frustration, just to waste your time, and they are not looking to solve the problem whatsoever. Okay, they don't even want to solve their problems. They enjoy their frustration. They enjoy their pain. They enjoy their negativity. All right, then just cut the conversation short. Do it diplomatically. Use this as an opportunity to develop your skills in diplomacy, in saying no. Secret number 10. Okay? Ask yourself this high quality question. That is, what sort of a person am I? And what sort of person am I becoming? And what sort of person do I want to become? Am I becoming the sort of person that I want to become? Or have I become the sort of person that I did not want to become? Am I liking the way I'm becoming more and more? Or am I not exactly happy with the way that I'm becoming? Am I the sort of person who allow external events to control my life? Am I the sort of person who would allow other people to steal my time? Am I the sort of person who has no direction in life? Am I the sort of person who has no goal in life? Or am I the sort of person who just talk about I have goals in life, but I won't do anything to accomplish my goal? I won't help myself. Am I the sort of person who is helping myself? Or am I the sort of person who is constantly focused on why other people are not helping me? Am I the sort of person who just allow other events, other people to control my life and then blame other people? Or am I the sort of person who is flexible with options, and I'm always on my path to my purpose, to accomplishing my goals? Am I becoming more and more stronger? Am I becoming stronger by becoming more flexible? Am I learning the way of the world and learning different options? And because of my knowledge, because of my industry insight, because of my learning of wisdom, I know more and more and more. Therefore, I have more and more options. And therefore, I am more and more flexible. And therefore, it's easier and easier for me to stay on my path and my purpose to accomplish my goal. Or am I becoming the sort of person who is more and more rigid? And my rigidity is causing me to lose opportunities, to not even see the opportunities right in front of me, and then blame the external world and blame other people for having no time, for having been given no opportunity. Am I becoming the sort of person who have been given opportunities but failed to recognize those opportunities that were right in front of me, that was given to me, and then I blame the world for giving me no opportunities? Am I the sort of person, when faced with a roadblock, right, I automatically say, see, the world is against me. There's nothing I can do about it, therefore I give up? Or am I the sort of person, when faced with a roadblock, all right, I automatically think, so here's the universe giving me another opportunity to develop myself, to become stronger, to become smarter, to become wiser? Am I the sort of person who is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger because I am becoming wiser and wiser and wiser? And I'm becoming wiser and wiser and wiser because I take every opportunity to practice, to improve, to build muscle. What sort of person am I? And what sort of person have I become? Do I like the way I'm becoming? Do I like the direction, the trajectory of where I'm going? The inconvenient truth about life is, if you want to go somewhere with your life, you will encounter obstacles, you will encounter roadblocks, and you will be forced to do things you have never done before. Unless you choose to hide, all right, spend the rest of your life living in your mama's house and have your mama cook for you, okay, and never venture outside. and too intimidated and too scared to face reality, to face the real world. You can't even deal with walking down the street on catching a public transportation and deal with strangers. All right? That is no way to live life. If everyone lived life like that, humanity would have extinguished itself a long time ago. All right? We would have gone out of business as a species a long time ago. Life is about going out there, venture out there, okay, to get what you want. Whatever it is you don't have, whatever it is you want, right? Go out there and try to get it. You will face obstacles. You will face roadblocks, right? And you can either think, oh, see, roadblocks, and the world is against me, and I will never get what I want. All right. Or you can think, here is another roadblock that will help me to become stronger, wiser, smarter, more resilient. Okay. And I welcome all of these opportunities, all of these challenges, all of these learning opportunities. This is so good for me. And with this, I become stronger and smarter and more capable every day. Without this, I will shrivel up and not grow and die. All right? So in time management, we will be faced with lots and lots of obstacles. And they appear to be external events, and they appear to be other people wasting our time. But really, it's all ourselves. It's all managing ourselves. It's all managing our own feelings. It's all managing our own emotions. You cannot manage time. You can only manage yourself. There's no such thing as time management. It's all about managing ourselves, managing our own emotions. It's all about our own emotional intelligence and how we apply our emotional intelligence, our wisdom on human emotions, to how to utilize our times as our times ticks away, managing how we feel and managing the feelings of the people who are around us. All right, influence them and persuade them so they do the things that we need them to do, and they don't come do the things that we don't want them to do, like come here and gossip and waste our time away. So manage ourselves, learn emotional intelligence, develop emotional maturity. As you do that, you will become a better manager of your own time. And you will go places. You will succeed. Bonus tip number 1. Okay? How do you give yourself 2 mornings in a 24-hour period? Let's say you have a full-time job, all right? And after 5 o'clock, you need to continue to be productive. Either you're doing something extra, okay, for your career, okay, for the job, or you have a second job, or you have a side hustle, you're trying to start your own business, or you have already started your own business, all right? You know what they say about people in business for themselves. If you run your own business, you only need to work half a day. You just have to choose which 12-hour period. So at 5 p.m., okay, you're pretty spent. Okay, so how do you give yourself a second morning? And I have 3 tips for you. Okay, you can use just one of them, any 2 of them, or all 3 of them. All right. So tip number 1 is to get away from the business area, your desk, your office, and walk around the block and get some fresh air. All right. Tip number 2 is to stretch, all right? And tip number 3 is, if you have access to it, say if you're working from home, take a hot shower. Now, if you are going to do all three of them, then I recommend walk first, all right, stretch second, and shower third. Or you can do stretch first, walk second, but shower has got to be the third. Take a hot shower. It's the hot water that has massaging effect, okay, that will make you feel totally refreshed. And it's kind of like you just got yourself a second morning within the same 24-hour period. Bonus tip number 2, okay? Did you know that instead of trying to manage time, all right, it's actually helpful if you just managed your space better, all right? When your place of work, your place of business is chaotic, number one, you feel chaotic. You feel you're out of control. Number 2, you've been wasting so much time just looking for stuff, all right? From pens to paper to whatever batteries to old camera to an old microphone, a new microphone, the microphone accessory, or whatever, different pen and the paper clipper or what have you, all right? You're wasting so much time looking for stuff, looking for documents, looking for paper, looking for books. And also, if you feel chaotic, you feel out of control. So keep a nicely sorted out environment for your business, for work. And also, when you are procrastinating about starting a big project, one thing you could do is to sort, rearrange, and clean your place of work, your place of business, your desk, your cubicle, your home office. All right, it helps with time management when your space is clean and neat and nicely managed. You know where things are. You look at it, you feel proud of yourself. You feel good about what you have arranged. You feel like you're the sort of person who is in charge, who is not running by chaos. Okay, you can defeat chaos. You can arrange a nicely sorted environment. You can create one of such an environment for yourself. You're gonna feel like a winner as opposed to a loser that the space, the office is controlling you. Bonus tip number 3 is the concept of prime time. All right, that is when you are at your best to perform whatever you need to perform. Okay? Now, if you need collaboration with other people, say your boss, okay, you might have to rearrange yourself to make your prime time his time. Let's say if you're a night person, okay, and you do best at night, but your boss is a 7 a.m. person, then you might have to become a 7 a.m. person and rearrange your life so 7 a.m. is your best time. Or, okay, if you live on the West Coast and your boss is on the East Coast and he's 3 hours ahead of you, and you need to get up at 5 o'clock your time to be at work at 6 a.m., okay, your time, which is 9 a.m. his time, then you need to rearrange, okay, you 24 hours. So your prime time is 6 a.m. your time, even though, okay, your own prime time is 2 a.m., okay? And it might take a day or two, okay, maybe even 3 days to readjust. But once you realize the necessity to readjust, okay, it will take no more than 3 days to readjust. And the trick of readjusting is don't take power naps. Let yourself tire out. So you will be able to go to bed early and then wake up at 5 a.m. and to be at work at 6 a.m. So your boss is 9 a.m., 3 hours ahead of you in a different time zone. Okay? So arrange your prime time. Figure out what your personal prime time is. Figure out what is required by the business for you to designate a part of the day to be your prime time. And then rearrange everything around your prime time so you're at your best at your prime time. You are fully rested, you are refreshed, you slept well, you had your coffee, you had your breakfast, okay, and you're ready to give it your best. Extra bonus for you. That is to replace coffee with tea, especially in the afternoon or evenings. Okay? Some people have become dependent on coffee, on strong coffee, and then they drink it past 6 p.m. and then they have trouble go to sleep. And the next day they are on not enough sleep and they need more and more coffee and a stronger coffee. All right? The trick here is to replace coffee with tea. Okay, especially in the afternoon. You can still keep your morning coffee, 1 cup, 2 cups, okay? But in the afternoon, all right, the earlier the better, okay? Before 6 p.m., before 3 p.m., okay? Replace coffee with tea, all right? And the difference between coffee and tea is tea has half the amount of caffeine as coffee, all right? If you heard that tea has more caffeine than coffee, you heard it wrong, all right? That's fake news. That's misinformation and disinformation. The truth is, tea has about half the amount of caffeine compared to coffee, number one. Number two, with coffee, it's a strong dose, all right? It perks you up and then you crash, especially if you put lots and lots of sugar and cream in your coffee. But with tea, okay, it picks you up slowly, all right? And then when you reach a high, but you don't crash, okay? You stay high, you sustain high, and then it comes down slowly. And especially if you drink your tea with no sugar and no milk, just the way it is. If you're not used to the taste, okay, give yourself some time to learn to develop your liking toward the taste. All right?